Honest J. Nowak. Oh yeah.
A pleasure to meet y'all at last, and welcome back to Honest J. Nowak. So for today on Honest J. Nowak, I'll just go on ahead and point out that, well, first of all, subjects upon subjects upon subjects upon subjects upon subjects upon subjects upon subjects. Yeah, that's kind of a shortened, more profound way of getting down to the point here, but let's face it, I still got a long stretch to go before I still have, well, I've got more seasons ahead of me, but let's just keep going on with the first here. Because, why not? If there's one social media network that I have not necessarily touched up on yet, it'd be StoryFire. So, with that, 693 is StoryFire. Founded by Jesse Ridgway, current owner of the YouTube channel McJuggernuggets and probably one of my most hated adversaries of all time, StoryFire just so happens to be a wannabe tackler that tries to do better than YouTube. And some of the main reasons why a network like this just so happens to be founded and just so happens to exist in the modern age is because of the many changes that YouTube has gone through. And because of those types of changes that Susan J. Wojnicki, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, happened to put upon the website itself. And the many things that we've seen happen on YouTube over the past decade alone have really changed the course of how creators are now able to come together on the platform. But looking at all the awful things that we have found out about, I'm more than surprised that there now exists even more terrible things out there. I'm genuinely surprised that such channels like McJuggernuggets, Waffle Pawn, Violet First, random acts of pranking and gaming, and even what's left of Family of Five, I seriously want them all gone. Like, non-existent, ever. Not even traces of it on the internet, ever again. But you know what? I'm seeing something more unique with what StoryFire is trying to give us. It runs on a different engine, for one. So obviously this means that Jesse's friends and the like happen to be great coders. But the real problem I've had with the platform at the time was trying to understand the significance of it, the necessity behind it. Why does it have to be a necessary change when YouTube is not even, like, removed from existence? Even though there actually were some, I guess, contributions that had taken place. And there were a lot of different things out there that have started controversies that YouTube was in fact going to be deleting random channels for no apparent reason. In all honesties, there's tons of channels that never should have been wiped off the face of the earth. Nor should there have ever been channels that happened to become dead, as we referred to them as. But these are the kind of things that are set upon reality. And the thing is, YouTube's not necessarily made for everybody. Even though everyone can use the platform to browse, learn, discover, try, and also replicate some of the world's stupidest stunts in the world, it's quite honestly a freaking mind blow to me why StoryFire now has to come along to try and make things better when its own creator is not in fact as good of a person as we all thought. And, well, I could sure tell you from my own perspective that it was one thing with the Psycho series back in 2012 and 2016. It was probably one of the most terrible things we had ever had the chance to see. And even though it was found that all of that stuff was stunted, all of that stuff was completely made up, I mean, I'm still shocked to this very day. Like, how does Jesse even surpass all these expectations and somehow get away with them? No way. The Ridgway family can't evade those obligations and the like. And that's simply because the many things that have happened on YouTube have simply put changed history of America and the world forever. Logan Paul did a good part on that. Game Grumps made a huge killing and trying to be better, but no. JonTron has nothing. But man, I haven't even talked about what was going on all throughout this year in comparison. Groom tubers. Seriously, there are groomers using YouTube as a way to leech in minors. I mean, wow, my gosh. I mean, like, seriously. So many of them turning out to be pedophiles. Yeah, no doubt about that. But you know what, though? Despite all of the things that have happened on YouTube that were just so disturbingly bad and not even comparable to like any of the worst possible disasters we've had on this planet, I mean, they're in a whole higher level of distaste towards humanity. I mean, it's at this point that YouTube might actually be considered a questionable source for everybody. Very questionable. I mean, it's a wonder why the internet is full of lies, myths, and terrible ideas that random trolls, hackers, and the crap. I mean, I don't even know where to go from here on out. This year alone has really convinced me to look at the world a much different way. To hate it for what it is, to hate people, especially Americans, for who they really are. I mean, I really do not want to go down such a dark and devastating path. But I'm seriously hoping that my words alone are an inspiration to those who are really looking to change the world in a whole different way. So, StoryFire is just blah blah blah. Jesse Ridgway made a freaking platform that tries to be better than YouTube, and it's obviously gonna fail. No matter how much costly it's gonna be, no matter how any of this stuff is gonna be, it's not gonna work out well. So, but coming soon, I'll actually have a vlog that I will have later on to talk a little bit more about this kind of stuff. So be sure to look out for that, if you will, and also make sure to look out for more HGN content that I will have pretty soon. If you want to see more, go down to my channel. Make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, follow me on social media, and stay on the Hollywood side.